verse 5, increase our faith, Lord. Let's say it together. Increase our faith, Lord. In our missionary biography class, I had one particular hero that I loved to teach every semester. And this is the first thing that he was. He was only 4 feet 5 inches tall, 5 feet 4 inches tall. And so he was not a huge giant when he came to the pulpit. But he was a giant when he spoke. He traveled 250,000 miles by horseback, giving 40,000 sermons, which he wrote every one of them. He spoke in 15 different languages. He wrote 600 pieces of literature, some massive journals. He was told to take a rest by finally at the age of 83, but he kept preaching 14 times a week against his doctor's wishes. And next he writes in his journal at age 86, laziness is slowly creeping in. I think it would in me a lot sooner than that. And then he writes later, there's an increasing tendency to stay in bed after 5:30 a.m. Oh, I think you know, some of you know the great Methodist movement of John Wesley. In this final slide, he was one of 19 children raised by Susanna Wesley. Those of you that know, he was placed in a rocker by the fireplace when he was a baby, and the fireplace caught hold onto the rocker, the wooden rocker, as he was rocking back and forth. And the whole cabin burned down, and Susanna said, "Where's John?" And come to find out, he was still in the rocker. And she ran in and rescued his little life by the very embers and almost burned to death. Was saved by God for a very important reason. She would take the 19 children one by one in one room cabin, and one by one teach them and mentor them under a blanket. And say to the children, don't cry, don't talk, and don't be loud. I'm having school with John or Charles or whoever it would be at that time. And he said finally, how did you learn this? And she said, I come from, Susanna herself was one of 29 children in her family. Think of having to buy the sneakers and tennis shoes for those children, if you were the mom and dad. She often engaged her children in biblical discussions, like many of you moms, I'm sure. Once John asked her, Mom, how do you define sin? She answered, Son, whatever weakens your reasoning, or impairs the tenderness of your conscience, or obscures your sense of God, or takes away your relish for spiritual things, that's sin. In short, my son, anything that diminishes Christ as your one supreme passion, that is sin, my son. Amen. Let's bow our hearts together as the praise team comes up. Oh, Father, thank you so much that you put a seal on us. Oh, it seems it's invisible. Sometimes we don't understand it all, but we ask you, show us what it means to be part of your sealed inclusion, your family. We cannot be shaken out of the package. You've sealed us. We will get there. We'll be delivered. We'll be free. Oh God, but in the process, help us. We treasure our salvation through grace by your love dying on the cross. We treasure it. We ask you to let us grow and teach us how to be walking with you in blessings more than ever. In Jesus Christ's name, amen. All right.
As we continue this prayer